So we're gonna continue our course, Garden of Shalom with Rav Shalom Arush. Yes. So yesterday we explained that that we said that the lady is a mirror of the husband, and last thing we said is that she will amplify his certain bad character traits times 1,000. Meaning it's a microscope. You have a certain issue. That issue becomes tremendously big in her. Why? So that you can see in her what you have an issue with. You understand? He says, understandably, a wife is a mirror only for a husband that respects her and does his best to refrain from comments and criticism. I think we missed this last time. Last time we said what? He says, when is she reflecting you? When you're gonna be nice to her. Yeah? But if he's forever tearing her down with his remarks and criticisms, then her anger is a result of her own frustration and unhappiness. In such a case, the husband must make immediate teshuvah for upsetting his wife. Meaning you said, or people said over here, what does mean a rebellious wife? Remember? We said, what is there such a thing as a rebellious wife? So guess what? It's going to come to a point where you're treating her so bad that out of her own anger, she's going to be a different woman. It's already going to be not a mirror, but it's going to be her own frustration that's going to be coming out. He says, in this situation, you have to do teshuvah, refrain from comments, and now she's going to be more calmer. Like he said, he's going to turn her around, and now she's going to be a mirror to you. In this situation, when you are with her, in a normal way, now you're going to see mirror image. But if you aggravate her to the point where she is extremely upset with you because you already damaged her to the point, she will bring out things that have nothing to do with you. She will act out in a very not normal way. Basically, that's what he's saying.
You have to deserve her to be a hero.
Yes. So he says, in the face of their wife's expression of rage, some husbands, rather than understanding where she's coming from, react smugly and say, why can't you control your temper like I do? Why can't you work on yourself and learn a little patience? Such a husband is light years away from teshuvah. His only hope is to learn this book and pray to implement it. Now, because of your actions, you're going to make her to such a evil person, like evil in quotes, that she's gonna be acting very, very not normal, but he's gonna be thinking, what's wrong with you? I don't understand. Why can't you be like me, patient? Why can't? Because you drove her to the point where she's already now in it's levels, where she's now in a different level completely. So by doing teshuvah, you gotta bring her down to the normal, bearable level. But she will be in an abnormal, unbearable level. You understand? State, In most cases, a husband's calm in the face of his wife's anger is not an expression of commendable character. For at other times, when he should be calm and collected, he flies into fury. Meaning, when he doesn't need to, he's a furious guy, Now that she's furious, he's like, oh, you gotta be calm, you gotta control yourself. He says, that's not good. Now you're playing with their emotions, because now when you need to control yourself, you don't. Here you see her, screaming and telling you like, why are you screaming? Relax. What's wrong with you? He says, when his wife is angry, he enjoys showing himself off as the Mr. Chill, the epitome of serenity, meaning peace, in an attempt to make her look like a wicked witch. This is nothing more than sinister and spiteful behavior on his part. Her sorrow should have touched his heart and aroused him from his smug apathy. He should understand that her angry reactions are a sign of distress. The husband, by correcting his own faults, rescues his wife from distress. You see, this is what you always talk about. It says the women are miserable. Why are they miserable? Because we treat her in such a bad way, and we are very nasty. She becomes a very, very upset and stressed and not normal woman. So he says you can help her. How? By not commenting on her. By not telling her, listen, relax, calm down. What's wrong with you? What are you, a witch? What are you, a dog? Come on. Unfortunately, when we get upset, we say things that we really don't want to. we actually want to hurt the other person. And hopefully many of us don't do it with hands, but words are very, very sharp. Yeah, and we say things that are, not proper. I'm not even saying curse words. Curse words. I'm just saying, words that
hurtful words.
Hurtful words that degrade her. And he says that gets her even to more areas of not normalness. He says, how can you help her? You got to start fixing yourself. The minute you fix yourself, she already starts to become calm and collected woman. Mm-hmm. If a person is a model husband that never criticizes his wife, and yet she still exhibits outbursts of anger, then he should know that he still has inclinations of anger that he needs to uproot. And this is very important. Why? Because he says you're fixing yourself. You're doing good. You're not commenting. But you know what? Inside of you have a lot of anger. And he says you have to control that anger, because this anger is going to be portrayed in her as well. But how? I'm not commenting bad. I'm actually saying nice things. He says, yes, she is a full mirror, which means what? Certain characteristics you're going to have, right? You're commenting good. You're saying nice words. You're not saying negative, right? But still, you have a ways to go in your patience, in your anger, and sort of. So she will still be reverberating this, but in a slightly different way. But it is for our benefit, but we might not understand that if we don't read this. That's why I have it underlined. And it says, if a person is a model husband that never criticizes his wife, and yet she still exhibits outbursts of anger, then he should know that he still has inclinations of anger that he needs to uproot. You hear? And many times say, no, I'm fine. Yeah, ask my friends. Yeah, I treat her very nicely. I don't do negative comments. Yeah, I know that that's no good. So you have something, and by the way, this is not only with anger, this is with other characteristic traits that we need to fix ourselves, that she is going to portray to us.
In another example, he said, when you're nice to her, and she's still angry, he says your eyes.
Yeah, we're going to get there. I don't see it here yet. It's going to be in the future. It's going to come. Yeah. He says a wife mirrors a husband's inner dimension more than she does his outer dimension. How does she know this? How does she mimic your inner dimension? She doesn't know you. From here we see that it says, with serious soul searching, a person could evaluate himself if he truly wanted to. But human nature tends to whitewash one's flaws and character blemishes. People like the comfort of feeling that everything is fine. But if a person believes that his wife is the mirror of his inner self, then he earns a rare opportunity to discover the truth, to see his own innermost flaws as reflected in his wife, and to work to correct them. At the end of the day, when a person goes to the gym, I'm not doing it for you. There's no way I can do it for you. I could work out as much as I want, but you're not going to get it. So who's it benefiting? It's benefiting only me. So he says, how do you want to benefit yourself without actually going into your inner self and understanding, what do I need to work on? You hear? He says, we're very comfortable whitewashing, meaning, no, everything is fine with you. I don't have issues like that.
I'm good.
You hear? I'm very good. I don't have issues like that. And it's interesting, yesterday we were driving. Now, you explain to me. Is it me? And there's a whole bunch of cars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I went right behind them. There's a red light. Here it's all empty. So she was gesturing, go to the empty. I said, no, I'm working on my patience. You work on your patience by yourself. When you're with me, get on this line. So I was I love it. I was like, amazing. Yeah, but I have to work on my patience. So I get, and she was serious. She wanted me. Now, who's showing me what? It could be, listen to this, that I'm a faker. Why? Because I really would go on that line. But to her, I wanted to show, I'm working on my patience. You know what she's telling me? Hello, stop with your fakeness, my friend. Get onto that line, because you know you would do that. Now you with me, you want to work on your patience. Don't start showing me a show. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning, this was, while I'm smiling, this is going to my head. Okay, so who's trying to,
What's going on?
But you know what? Now that I assess the situation, 100% I would go on that line. I would not be 5, 6 cars behind.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did it yesterday. Why? Because I wasn't going to work. We were just going out, so I wasn't really rushing. So then, joking last night, are you rushing somewhere? Maybe I should drive you. Where are you going? You going to work? Maybe I should go. We're going out. You know.
Yeah.
They go, are you rushing somewhere? And I still stay behind. You know. But what I'm trying to tell you is, believe it or not, that was also a sign from Hashem, because she was patir. You know, she told me, listen, there's nobody here. You know, you're 5 cars behind. Go on this, and then you go like this, because I had to make a left. So she wants me to go here and then like that. You know, I wanted to be a good boy. She's telling me, you go in other words, she's telling me, you know you're not a good boy. You're gonna get on that line. Why you work on your patience when you're with me?
Right.
You hear what I'm saying?
On her expense, so to say.
It's whacked if you think about it. So every step that you go, that there's a counter from the wife, it's not bad, chas v'shalom. Hashem is showing you, my friend, what are you? Who are you lying? Who are you lying? You hear? He says, good. Says many husbands come to me with complaints about their wives. When I tell them that she's a mirror of the husband's shortcomings, they refuse to accept what I'm saying. This shows a denial of their faults and unwillingness to correct themselves. This is this statement, plaster it and put it on many of the guys' foreheads. Why? This is, what mirror? What are you talking about? He's basically so low in manlyhood that he doesn't want to admit that he must work on himself and try to change. It's like telling a general in the army, my friend, you already got here with your soldiers. That's a booby trap. Don't do that. You're all gonna get it. No, because he made the decision. He was like, no, strategically I got yeah. And imagine if he's takoy, what's gonna happen? They're all gonna die, including himself. You hear? So what a real general is gonna do? He's gonna understand, wow, I made a mistake. Well, everybody retreat. We hate to retreat. That's one thing, men. That's one thing, I don't even know how to say it. Men, young boys, you know? Recording. Here, that's one thing. That's one place where we are lacking, is that when we see that we're making mistakes, we want to cover them up. When a husband has a genuine desire to improve, and he does an hour of daily self-assessment and hitbodedut, trying his best to improve what he can, then Hashem shows him what he needs to correct via his hitbodedut. Such a husband doesn't need the wake-up calls from the irate wife, and therefore enjoys a good measure of tranquility. Even if he doesn't succeed in discerning all of Hashem's hints during hitbodedut, then Hashem will augment the divine message with a gentle message from the wife. So he's saying we have to do what's called cheshbon nefesh. Yeah, every day a person has to sit down and really say to himself, listen, what did I do today? Yeah? How many women I looked at when I shouldn't have? How much I cheated when I shouldn't have cheated? My, customers or whatever. How much anger I portrayed on whatever I did. Yeah? A person has to sit down and make a cheshbon. No?
Also hitbodedut. To talk about it.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
this, if he is interested to correct himself, so he come up with a book, and that's what he have to do.
Yeah.